Hello. Uh, Hello, everyone. My deepest apologies for being late. I'm having technical issues. Oh my God. It's just so crazy. I apologize for being late. Technical issues. I'm telling you, Well, to be honest, my holder on my ring light broke. So y'all, let's pray that I make it through the interview the way it's set up because, I just got it rigged right now. So we're hoping that it's gonna cooperate with us the whole time. But here we are. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining Brunch with Diva. I deeply appreciate it. Hey C, hey Michelle. Yes, happy hump day. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. Consignment chats, hey, how are you? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, well, without further ado, since I was late, I'm not going to waste everyone's time with my little small chit chat, but it's couples month here on Brunch with Diva. And once again, I have a fabulous couple. I'm looking so forward to getting to know them. I have been, stalking their page for quite some time. Thank you so much. And I am really excited to get to know them on a deeper level because you know me, honey. I need to know the meat and potatoes. So we're going to be talking just a little bit about resale, just to kind of give you guys some flavor about what they're about. But then I've got my handy dandy questions that we'll be asking, honey. I'm going to get into some, personal things. Not too personal, but personal enough, because this is an R-rated show. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring them on. I'm really excited. So them to do their thing and hopefully, this thing I got set up will do its thing. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's
Hello.
see. Hey, now look.
Hey.
Oh my God. I'm
No,
having
no, I know.
issues.
We're trying to figure it out. Let me not take up your whole screen. All right.
No, it's not even you. My stand broke.
Oh,
And so I'm just like, oh my God, let me see if I can rig it.
yeah.
But clearly the rig was not working since all we saw was eyes.
Good morning. We'll let
I
you
don't
know
even
where we
know
are.
if I can fix it back, y'all. Okay, you know what? It'll be a handheld conversation today.
You make do. You make
It'll
do.
be arm day.
Look, we'll just adjust that lighting
There you
and
go.
okay, we're good. So you guys, I'm so happy and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join Brunch with Diva.
Yes.
I was telling everyone, I'm like, I've been stalking their page for quite some time now. So,
That's awesome. It's good to finally meet
so
you.
I know. I mean, we see each other and I comment and I always complain, y'all, because they get these really cute shoes that never have my size. And the one time they did, they sold so fast. I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to put in a bid for all size. Where am I at now? I think I'm a 9 now.
A 9,
And
okay.
You're gonna have to fight me for your shoes from here on out. So just letting you know, you're also gonna have to contend with me.
Size 9. All right.
because I was like, every time. Because I think you guys had a cute pair of Vans.
Oh, uh-huh.
And they were so cute. I was like so excited until you posted, oh, these are a size 8 or 7. I'm
Darn it.
I'm sorry. I need to get
I
more.
just look, swipe. Well, so I'm going to let you guys kind of introduce yourselves to
Mhm.
everyone
Yeah.
and let them know what you guys do because I'm going to dig and ask a couple of questions about what you're reselling because you don't just resell shoes and things like that. We got to
Right.
get into the other stuff. So
Right.
just whoever wants to go first is fine.
Okay. Well, I'm Melissa, and this is Abby, and we're from Vasquez Vintage, and we are from Seattle, Washington, and we are small business owners that sell online primarily. Abby?
I
Mhm.
resell specifically tarot cards, and I also do tarot services as well. So I have I love your face. So I buy, sell, and trade tarot, and then I also have a practice in like tandem with that. So I do cards and services.
Yeah. And so we're a married
Okay.
couple, and yeah, out here.
I'm just floored by the tarot because I did see that because I stalked your page too, Abby.
More than
And
Right.
and so I'm like, now does that work? Can we have that connection right now while we're talking? Because girl, I'm single. I need to know what's happening.
Oh,
Of course, I have cards anywhere. So if you ever have a question in mind, let me
I'm
know,
here.
and I will totally throw cards for you, honey.
I'm like, I am single. I need to know if it's time for me to mingle, if I need to still stay back some, because sometimes the time is not right.
Well,
That's
before
true.
we're done with the interview, I can totally read on that question for you. So no worries.
Y'all heard it first. So,
Hey, everybody.
look, oh my God, let me just try this and see if this will work. Hold on. Oh, okay, that works.
Eureka.
Because I'm too animated to just hold it. We'll just
I
be
understand.
going back and we'll just be going back and forth.
Uh-huh.
But okay, so my question, let me get a little light, honey. Yes, come through, light. Okay,
There we
so my question is, you guys sell a lot of electronics,
True. Yeah.
and you sell some of the most awesome
Mhm.
vintage radios.
Right. Thank you.
I'm all about, I love a good old vintage radio.
Really? Uh-huh.
Because every time you guys post those radios, it takes me back to my grandmother's house, my great aunt's house. You
Mhm.
know that back in those days where that was it. I think I remember having a couple around, my home.
Okay.
But you guys get some of the most amazing vintage electronics. How do you, I mean, not that you want to give away any spots, but how do you guys get these things?
Yeah. So basically everywhere. So I think we started with the actual electronics like in May, actually, as far as the older ones from like the 40s and 50s, because there was a woman on OfferUp that was selling an estate, and the person who was going to a home, he basically collected radios and everything, transistor radio, tube radio possible, and she was trying to sell like 50 radios for $70, and I'm like, I'll be there. Because I didn't care if I didn't seen, that's the deal.
Yes.
When we got there, she said there was so much more, and she was like, I don't know if you're interested, and of course we're like, we'll be here anytime you have any. So all summer this last year, every 2 weeks maybe, we documented some of it on Instagram, but we were
y'all
going up
pile in
there.
that van, honey, and y'all
Yeah.
get to going.
Exactly. I was like, we'll figure out a way, like, we weren't set up for that much at that time, but we got set up quick because it was like, it's such an opportunity. They were coming to us at basically $1 something each. So that's when I dug into everything vintage electronics, specifically with radio. So that's why you've seen so many. And that's basically how we started that portion of it. But
Oh my God. And I love it. I mean, I probably like everyone you put up there because I tell you,
it's fun.
and now I'm just going to be honest that I have probably half of what you've seen, I wanted to buy myself.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Because I'm just like, I would just be the whole radio lady. People will walk in my place and be like, what is going on in here?
Yeah.
But I tell you that it does bring back memories for me.
Yeah.
So that tell you, honey, I'm old. I'm 60, honey. So
Hey.
I have some memories.
It's all how you think.
I had to put that out there, Abby. So just in case while you calculating and reading, you 60, but I'm a cougar. So let me throw that in.
Oh,
Speaking of mingling.
So oh my God, I just sometimes I just go to y'all's page and just see what you got new. I do. I just scroll through and I'm just keeping it 100. I do. I look. If I happen to see a pair of cute shoes or something cute, but I technically, I know you have the VCRs, you have other equipment. I mean, one time you had, what was it? It was something that was really, really vintage. Was it a film projector? No.
We've had one of those.
Reel to reel? Was it that reel to reel?
Reel. Yeah, we get those sometimes.
Yes. Girl, now that took me back for real.
Right?
Because that took me back almost to high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, you guys get the greatest stuff. Okay, I could go on about that forever. So how long have you guys been reselling? And tell us what platforms you guys are selling on.
Yeah, so we started in 2017 when I was still working outside of the house. And currently we sell mainly on eBay and Etsy and Poshmark, but we also sell on Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. Just started on Reverb, which is like for musicians and just equipment. And so we've got like receivers and amps and stuff, so we thought we'd put that on there. So that's probably
That
our
is
most
smart.
recent one, as far as the vintage stuff.
I sell exclusively on Etsy as of right now. That's where all of the cards end up.
Right.
And for me, that works perfectly. I don't
Yeah, that makes
sell on
sense.
eBay and I don't sell on the other platforms. So just for me, card-wise, it's exclusively Etsy. So I've kind of niched down pretty hard there.
Okay, so let me just ask you, Abby girl, because look, I need to know. Now, I mean, tarot cards. Now, back when I was a kid, I think my mom got me some. I had nothing, so they were just cards to me.
Yeah.
But how many? Well, not how many, but I'm overwhelmed in thinking how many people actually use tarot cards.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly big market. Like I feel like it's an underrated market because so many people are looking for information. So many people are looking for answers, but also there's so many people that are just becoming aware cognizantly that they have intuition, that they have spiritual gifts, that they can use cards, tarot, oracle, whatever it happens to be as the tool or the method or the process that they can access their own intuition. So it's just, there's this explosion. So the market is also exploding. So I'm blessed.
That's really amazing to me because, like I said, my mom got me some. I think that they were just probably just kid, cards or nothing where I got anything out of it. But the thing is that I'm always curious. I think that we all might have a little something. But, of course, some people have more intuition and more their gifts than others.
Right. I definitely am.
I'll tell you, I do go off vibes. Now, if my vibes say no,
There you go.
Yeah.
Then I'm like,
there you go. That's your intuition. That's your instincts, your spirit guides, whatever it happens to be. They're all kind of communicating to you through that nudge that you got. So that's absolutely perfect. I feel like we all have that. We all have access to it. It's also like a muscle. So the more you trust it, the more you flex it, the more you work with it, the stronger, the bigger, the better it can get, or the more accurate, the more fine-tuned it can get. But it's just something that needs to be practiced. Like drawing. You can start off with a really good aesthetic drawing, but the more you practice, the better it gets. So same with spirit work or tarot cards.
I'm just really trying to adjust this so I won't really look alike.
We can all get really close to the camera for you.
I got it now. So yeah, because I really do go off vibes. I mean, if I just don't get that, I can't even describe it because it's just a feeling. It's like in the pit of my stomach, and I'm just kind of like, and then once I talk to you, then I'm like, oh yeah,
right.
It's not. Yeah. And so, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm pleasant, and I move on. Because that if it doesn't feel right for me, I can't even vibe with you.
Right.
Okay.
And that's it.
I can't even do that. So okay, so now we've talked about all the good stuff. We've talked about the electronics. We've talked about the vibes, the tarots, and all that. And I learned something. Thanks, Abby. So now, honey, we about to get down to the meat and potatoes of things.
What do you got?
Don't get too excited. It's still R-rated.
Okay.
So I want to know how you guys meet because I love a good old love story. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Just let her tell me.
One of those couples that met online when meeting online was still a little bit taboo. So I lived in North Carolina at the time. She lived in Washington, and I had just fallen out of a situation. We'll call it a situation. Just fallen out of a situation.
Honey. I just fell out of a situation myself. So, girl, I got it.
And then through the platform, it was Downlink at the time. It was like a lesbian meet and greet kind of thing. I hunted her down, and we started talking. And then I made it my mission to keep her awake for as late into the evening as possible And so part of our routine is that I would stay up until 4 or 5 in the morning her time, which was about 7 a.m. my time. And then I had to go to work at 8. So I had a couple days there where I was just pulling all-nighters because I was trying to keep your attention, is essentially what it was.
It was like
Well, girl, look here, that paid off, honey, because I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, and most people would.
that
Yeah,
paid
I definitely
off.
don't
Oh,
like
I think that's so
suggest.
cute.
Aw, I don't try to suggest, sleep deprivation as your mode of getting your person, but it worked in my situation. And then that was like November of 2011 is when that was. And then I apparently won her over by sending her flowers on her birthday in February. And then we met in June. And I fell in love with the city. I came to Seattle. I fell in love with the city. I ended up finding a school nearby that was one of like 3 or 4 schools in the country that had the program that I was looking for. So it just happened to flow perfectly. And then, a year and a half, 2 years. Oh, Jesus. We got married. After all, we got married.
We got married.
Now, ma'am,
Yeah.
I believe I need you to have these dates down, okay?
All right, one of us.
One of us.
One of y'all needs to have these dates down.
I know.
But no, I think that's awesome. I love a good old love story, honey. I love to
Mhm.
hear how people meet, how
Yeah.
they connect.
Yeah.
And, by being, long distance, I mean, that takes a little piece of work on that.
Really
end.
does.
It
Yeah.
really does. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of trust
Yep.
because you guys aren't in the same, space.
Right.
But, by the time that you get in that same pace, you've already built that trust and
Yeah.
all that up. I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah,
I did long distance once.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on.
Oh, you're like done. All right.
No, I was really versed in the whole.
It was okay. It was okay. It really was. But sometimes you just don't. Things happen. You just don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's with any relationship. I mean, local or otherwise, you either it comes together or it doesn't, or you fit together or you have different values, or no, you want kids, he doesn't. There's a million things. So,
Right. So speaking of, you guys have a son that's so handsome, and he's a seller too.
Thank you.
He is a seller too. I was like, I love it when the kids sell. I love the kids.
Right.
I love it when the kids sell and they're learning as they're going. They're learning how to sell. They're learning how to be responsible for shipping, how to get, customer service, how to make their money, how to save their money, what to spend, all that. I know that you guys are teaching them all that.
Yeah.
But I love the post that time when he was trying out the game system.
Oh
yeah.
It was Atari, so that was like when I was a little kid that came out. So he was like, "What do I do?" And then, but he had a good time.
I loved it.
It was.
And how old is he?
He's 14. He's going to be 15 in May.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
That all the time. How did that happen? I don't know.
Because I've been following y'all for a while, and it just seems like he was so little.
Yeah, because he's been on Instagram with us for the last three and a half years. So you guys kind of seen him grow up.
Yes, that's why I'm clutching my pearls, honey. I'm like almost 15.
Yeah.
Well, is he dating, or does he like girls, or is he having a crush? Are y'all dealing with that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, before quarantine, so this whole last year, there's nothing for him. But generally speaking, he girls like him. He's fluid with his sexuality at this time, so boys like him. But we're pretty strict. So as far as dating goes, I don't know. I mean, he gets to flirt out when he goes to school, whenever he goes back. But we don't really do dating yet. But he probably will be pushing that button here as soon as he can get free again from school.
Right. Child, won't we all?
Yeah, and that'll be the appropriate time. But I was just kind of protective over his young little self.
I mean, that's perfectly normal, honey. That I totally get it. I totally get it because I was a single mom, and when my daughter started dating, I was like, Yeah,
Yeah,
looking at it, especially when it's new and they're young and they're
no,
still in like elementary when they get their first crushes and
yeah,
things. And oh Lord, honey, did she have those crushes? I was like, I couldn't keep up. But
uh-huh.
but then it's kind of innocent then, and then we think it's cute. But when they get to be teenagers, not so cute.
Exactly. I remember when he was in fifth grade, he would, they would have little notes that we accidentally found.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, she likes him. He had a
I
girlfriend and he
know.
was
Do
like
you
this
like
big.
me? Yes or no?
Yeah, they still
I
do
remember
that.
those.
Yeah.
So, okay, so my next, let me just find a really good one. Here's, I love asking this question. What is something, I don't care who goes first, in these inquiries, um,
Okay, okay.
what's something that gets on your nerves that your spouse does? What is something you're just like, ooh, child, if you do that one more time?
You can go first.
No, you're better at that one because I feel like it's right there all the time for you.
Let me just say before you answer, I am not responsible for any arguments that come after this interview.
I know, right? You guys ready for some tea? Like, here we go.
I have mine.
Or the tea.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
She said she's ready. No, to be pleasant. No, something that she does that is just irritating to me, and it's not a huge deal, but I grew up a certain way, is she's got all her cups that she drinks tea, coffee, everything else, and every room that she's been in is where her cups are. And I would love them to
How
be
did
at
I
the
know you were
kitchen.
going to say that they go from room to room and she's been there?
Yeah. So that's mine. That would be like, I just go up and pick them up as I'm looking at her like, can you just put it in the kitchen?
I will say she's got me trained at least to reuse my cups because that was like a big thing I
Yes.
didn't do. I was like, oh, new cup, new cup, new cup, and then there's like a sink full of cups, and that's my thing for her is that she does this sigh when she disapproves or is a little annoyed. It'll just be this exhale sigh, and we're all like, okay, we need to figure out what just happened because she's over here making noises. Like, we can figure it out.
There's that.
Oh my God. And my granddaughter said, I think I do that too. My granddaughter said, oh, I hate when you make that sound because it's like, ugh. And she's like, oh, I hate when you do. I hate when you make that sound.
Yeah, I can see
But let me
that.
say, Abby, I have to agree, girl, because let me tell you, I do use two cups just, because I'm here by myself. So I switch them out. Like that was the white one. I have a purple one. I just kind of switch them out. But the other day I found myself having water in one and I had tea in the other. And I was like, I don't know why I have all these cups, but Abby switches cups because she has coffee in one cup and tea in the other. You can't mix them.
Exactly. You fuss at me for not being hydrated, and now you're fussing because I have too many cups. Like,
Blame my mom.
So if money was not an object, where is it? And the Rona was gone. Where would you guys travel to?
Ooh, what do you want to travel to?
okay, so it depends on the purpose. So I have two places. So if it's for history or kind of like going back in time, then I want to go to Egypt and like explore that whole area. Like that's where I want to be. If it's for vacation and laying in the beach and playing in the water, then I want to be either in like the Caribbean or in Hawaii or any place that has beach, water, sun. That would be mine.
I'm down with all that. That sounds good. What about you?
That sounded good to me, honey. Right now, because I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So right now, I want to be anywhere where there's sandy beaches and tequila.
Ooh, yes. I hear you.
I don't even have a preference at this point. Sandy beaches, sun, tequila, I'm in.
There you go.
Yeah. I just can't. So, what did you guys, I know this is a crazy question, but you never know. Guys might have a good answer. Because I'm saying that because of the Rona. What's your idea of date night?
Date night. Well,
Y'all act
Well,
like I had to
we
remember.
probably could benefit from, I know, right? We probably could benefit from taking more date nights. But when we were a little bit more methodical right before Corona kicked in, we made a date night every Wednesday that we would go and explore a new local restaurant. So not just, you know, the mass markets, not just the Chipotle or the corporations, but we wanted to visit mom and pops. We wanted to visit
Yes.
small, new and up and comings, new flavors. So that was like our big thing for a while, was sampling all these locations and making that like our one meal where we like, okay, you can have whatever you want, don't die, but you know, you can have whatever you want. And then we visit for the rest of the evening just by ourselves. And then we kept the tradition up for a good little while when we moved into Coronaville. And then life does things, and so we'll have to reset that up. But for now, it's just like,
definitely. I love a good old date night. I mean, I might have to remember what that's like, but I do love a good old date night because I think that you really need to take time. And Wednesday is a good day to do something like that because it's midweek. And, you know, we all like a good old happy hour midweek. So having a date night just kind of, you know, where you can kind of just woo-saw. And then, you know, you know, then finish out the week. So I think that's an awesome day to have it. Like I say again, oh, y'all, somebody was trying to call me. They know I'm on live. No, man.
Right. Wait, don't you understand I'm busy?
They should know my schedule.
Of course.
So here we go with this question because I need to know. Well, no. Okay, yeah, I do need to know. But how many dates was it before you guys kissed? And who kissed who first?
Melissa kissed me when I was when I came for my visit in June, and I was showing off my heels because I was wearing heels at the time. I almost don't now because, you know, inside the house. But I was trying on these different heels that I brought from home, and yeah, she came up and you kissed me.
Girl, I hope you still got those heels.
We need to get those back out.
For date night. You see where I'm going with that? You see where I'm going with that? Yeah. So when you guys, what, Melissa, what's Abby's favorite thing that she owns? What's her favorite, beside those heels, of course?
Right.
Her favorite thing that she owns?
She owns, I think it would be a mixture of like all her little hippie oils and crystals and stuff, because that's just like something that she's always kind of coveting, always in that energy and such. But I don't know, I could be wrong about that, but that's what I think anyway. So oils and sprays and crystals. What would you say?
Yeah, maybe we have to talk about crystals, but we'll do that later.
Oh, yeah. I tried to like shut it down to like, okay, if a house was burning and my son is out, Melissa's out, our cat is out, what would I want to go back and retrieve? And it would probably be like one of my, I created like an ancestral journal where I did tarot readings on I'm still working on it, but on the members of my family who's deceased. So I'll probably grab that and then like one of my decks of cards. It's like I still have to have one of them. And it'll probably be the set that my mother gave me when I was like a youngin'. So it'd probably be that set and my journal, and then my hair would be on fire, but I'd be.
But you dance on out of there with your belongings.
Yes.
So, Abby, what is Michelle's favorite thing that she owns?
Let's see.
So if Jay was out, I was out, and your phone was out, and the phone has to survive too, it would probably be all the pictures that we own. Like all of the memories, all the pictures. I would try to hunt all of those down and get those out of the house. So yeah, I think that would be yours.
That's true. I'm kind of a keepsake person. My mom was always like that, so I'm like that too. So it would probably be like some kind of all the family photos and such.
So that's important. I think I really lost a lot of my family photos and that stuff, and it's just I hate it.
Hard.
But let me ask this. Who takes longer to get ready? When y'all were, you know, I mean, y'all still get ready to go places when you go source, but who takes the longest to get ready?
This one.
Like, apparently I do.
That one. Yeah. I'm like, just fluff the hair, put a little bit of makeup on. She's like 45 minutes in the bathroom, gotta comb it all out. No. and just so it really
Well,
does
both of
depend
you
on what.
guys have a good head of hair, honey.
Oh,
It's they say in our community. Oh, they got some good hair.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
So I've seen Michelle's hair down. I think the first time I saw it down, I was like, "Oh, Michelle got a lot of hair back there. Look at that." Because I already knew that Abby did because I've seen hers. But I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, they got some good hair." Okay.
Yeah,
So what's
Melissa
your
gets a ton of compliments on it, and it's awesome. So I'm usually really jealous of her hair because it lays down, it's all big in
Oh
that
yeah.
way, and mine is super tightly coiled and it's up. And I wish that you
Uh-uh.
get to wear her hair
Uh-uh.
down.
Don't be jealous because, honey, you rock that hair, honey. Abby,
Exactly.
you girl, you better slay with that hair because you got that. So
Oh,
I think I like the contrast between y'all because Abby,
Mm.
Michelle normally does rocks a ponytail,
Yeah, that's true.
So
Hmm.
you still get all the crown and glory looks, honey.
There you go. Thank you.
So who's the better cook?
it depends to what because Melissa makes the best like spicy dishes.
Mm.
So if it's oh gosh, soups, Thai food, oh my gosh. So all over the place there. And then you can come to me for like southern fattening fried chicken,
Oh,
cornbread. I have a family recipe when it comes to cornbread that everybody loves. So if you want to
everybody,
clog
honey.
your arteries, you talk to me. If you want to burn your palate off, then you talk to Melissa. So
Oh, well, Melissa, since weight loss surgery, honey, I can't do the spices.
Oh,
So
right.
I'll be over there in cornbread land.
yes.
But
Yeah,
not too much because, I'm trying to lose the pounds, not put on the pounds. But I tell you what, I love some good old cornbread.
absolutely.
And I
And
never used to. It's just been over the last several years that I really, really started liking it. And I don't know, maybe I don't know, somebody made some one day and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I
Yeah.
just start dabbling in it and making new, adding little different
yeah,
things because I like mine almost cake-like.
That's what we do. Actually, my son, when he was an infant, I used to make it all the time as like a standing little snack in the house. And my son started calling it corn cake because it had a sweet note to it. And so to this day, we just, call it jokingly, oh, mom's making corn cake again, and she's going to have that, or we're going to make that for the family, or what have you. And we all know it's cornbread, but Jay likes to call it corn cake, so we call it corn cake now.
yeah.
Oh my God, the flipping gal said hood cornbread is
Maybe
what.
that's what it is.
Maybe that's what. Oh, she meant good. Oh, I thought I was gonna say, yeah, hood cornbread is good.
Maybe we got some good cornbread. I love
I
that.
was gonna say, yeah, hood cornbread is good, girl.
I'll take
But
that.
and then I was gonna have to reach out to her and say, what you know about the hood? But
Marina. We know them too, but yeah.
I know they are. I had them on the show. They are fabulous.
Yeah.
Celebrity crushes.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Beyonce all day. Beyonce and Jill Scott.
We here, Melissa. As y'all know, I love Beyonce.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. You got to. You got to. So yeah,
Yes.
Beyonce and Jill Scott is like one of mine. But
So we've already kind of discussed that if Beyonce ever shows up like at our front door, Melissa has a pass, and you can you can have that one.
Well, Melissa, she better show up on my front door first, because
Oh,
I'm single.
right, that's true. That's true. That's true. All right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, I know Regina Hall. I'm just answering the person in the comments. Yes, I know
Oh
Regina Hall.
yeah. Oh,
They love, when I say they love Regina Hall, I'm talking about t-shirts
oh,
on the Facebook page, a picture over,
okay.
love. I'm
See,
like,
really, mine is probably a mix-up between Michelle Rodriguez, the actor, and
oh yeah.
Lucia Riker. She's a Dutch boxer,
oh yeah.
and she played
Oh,
Billy Blue in Million Dollar Baby.
oh
If you,
yes,
yeah, so
yes.
she was the other fighter, and so yeah, I have crushes on
That's
those
a
two.
good one too.
Thank you.
Oh, let's see. Lizette says J Lo is her girl crush, and Oh yes, I know. LL Cool J is her man. I like J Lo too. I like J Lo, but honey, Beyonce rules. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so this is gonna Who gets up first?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Abby sleeps like the dead, but she will get up. But I'm definitely the early. I'm the earlier person that kind of wakes everybody up.
I am a straight zombie. Like, you can't raise
Okay.
me from the dead.
Oh my God. I hear you. Well, who's more disciplined?
It depends because she does processes very well,
Mm.
and I do the mundane, monotonous little tasks very well. So if it comes to something that is super like detail oriented in this little space, I'm all over it. If this is
Right.
like arranging the space so that I can do this little thing perfectly well, then she's all over it.
Yeah,
So it just
understandable.
depends on the situation.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. So now, has there ever been a time where Abby has given you a crazy gift or an unusual gift?
Crazy gift. I don't know. Have you? Oh, one time. Yes, actually. One time, some years ago, at the time I used like this cherry Carmex, just like just the lip gloss you gotta have in your pocket. I don't go anywhere without one of them. I
Well,
can
I would reach mine because I have Carmex right over there.
There you go. There you go. Now I'm on to Burt's Bees, but back then it was Carmex, whatever. But anyway, one time was it my birthday or yeah, it was my birthday. She went and got the whole box from the corner store. She bought the whole box of them and gave them to me, and I was just like, I'll never run out. It
I
was
think that's cute. Okay, so what did you get, Abby?
what did I ever give you anything weird?
No, your gifts are always like practical or sweet and endearing.
Yeah.
She listens really well, so all of a sudden you'll have that gift that shows up. You're like, "You heard? You heard?"
Mm.
I love that, and I think that that's really important because what you said is she listens well, and I think that listening to your partner,
Mm.
communication, and above all, comprehension, honey. Because if
Mm.
you aren't comprehending anything, then why are we communicating?
True.
Right.
So true. So true.
So I think that's good. To listen. That's kind of how you learn people. You just
Yeah.
kind of pick up different things. I used to make notes, honey.
Mm.
This, I mean, secretly, they never knew I was making notes, but
There
I
you go.
just, just to keep it up here,
Yeah.
so when I can have something to go back and refer to, be like, okay, I know that this is the favorite, this,
Uh-huh.
this, and this, and then over a period of time, I didn't need the notes, I just knew.
Yeah.
So, I know that you got. I'm not going to ask this question. I'm
Okay.
going to move on. I'm just going to move on. So what is something that who brought up getting married first?
I think
Crickets, child, crickets.
I know, no, because what it was is that our lives were interesting and chaotic at the time, and I stuck around knowing that we would get married, but I also knew that I had to make it her idea because if I pressed the issue, she probably would bolt. And so we left it on the table. It was not really something that was talked about like extensively. And she then asked me, and it was her idea to ask me, and then we ran right into it. So once we did, we got all the plans made and ran with it.
I'll just say it was one of those things where I just grew up in a way where I didn't really believe in marriage the way people think of it these days. And she changed my mind about that and just existing, because it wasn't like teaching me about marriage. I definitely understood it, but I didn't really respect the way that society kind of sets up how you're supposed to be or what marriage is supposed to be. I didn't believe in that, but once I met Abby, I knew that I wanted to like spend my life with her, and whatever that meant to make her feel like that was the most legit way, and so marriage was it.
Right?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I mean, I really think that is so sweet.
Yeah,
I
so
really think
that's
that is
that.
so sweet because that says a lot about a person if they can kind of change your way of thinking about a particular thing that you probably were like, oh no, never, never, never.
Yeah.
And it touches me simply because I felt that,
Oh,
and I felt that same way. I was like, oh no, child, I'm not doing that.
sure.
Especially when things became, um, it's just a whole series of things. Just when
Sure.
just when I thought I wouldn't, I did.
Oh, that's
You know,
perfect. Yep.
and too bad, so sad, but things happen.
Yep.
Let me get out of all these emotions I got going on. See, I don't know why y'all came on this show getting me all like this.
You said you wanted to ask some questions. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm over here like, oh my God,
Oh, that's
God.
good.
Okay, let me find something. Hold on, let me just get to something let's just shift the whole
Okay.
conversation because I'll be over here blubbering, ugly crying and things. So,
Okay.
what do you guys like to do since the pandemic is happening? I mean, do you have a favorite? Do you guys read? What's your favorite books?
Oh God, I am mass consuming reading right now. So I have a series of nonfiction, series of fiction that I'm reading. It's the Poppy War series. It's a trilogy that I'm loving the escapism of hopping into that series. So I'm enjoying that. So I'll spend my morning kind of like 30 minutes or so reading these books. And then, like in the afternoon, I'm reading a series of books on past lives. So that's something else that I'm digging into as part of my practice. So I'm kind of like mass ingesting as much information as I can find on it. And so between the two of them, I'm mass consuming like knowledge, reading words as much as I can.
Right.
Right. I wish I
Are
was
you
reading
reading?
more right now. I read a lot for a long time, and right now I've just been really just learning while working. So I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to a lot of self-help stuff. I'm learning a lot about finances right now because we're on a whole debt-free journey. So relearning what I knew before from people like Tony Robbins and others, and now on the Dave Ramsey thing. So just I'm ingesting information while still working on the business, but
Mm-hmm.
books. I love Alice Walker though. She's my favorite author.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, but otherwise this lady is the one over here acquiring and reading all the books right now.
I love to read. I mean, there was a period that I read all the time. I read all the time. My partner and I read all the time, all the time,
Oh,
all the time. And so then, slacked off a little bit because life happens. And now I'm back reading again. And I'm
oh,
actually trying to get through because I'm a big Twilight fan.
oh, okay.
So I've read all of those books, and now I'm reading the new book.
Oh,
And
really?
Oh,
so I'm really trying to get into it and make myself read at night before I go to bed.
there you
Because,
go.
honey, I could spend hours on TikTok. So
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to really make myself, read at least, 30 minutes to an hour, or at least get in a good chapter. Let's
Yeah.
say that.
For myself, I do a lot of my business on Facebook, so I spend a lot of time scrolling, looking for information stuff other people connect with. And I started to find that space and time that I was kind of zoning out looking at Facebook, I really actually wanted to put something back into my brain because it felt like a void. Like I was
Right.
drawing out all this like energy, and why not put something back? So I started replacing that time that I was spending scrolling, kind of mindlessly gazing at a screen. I replaced it with my books. And to me, it's just it helps my brain so much more. I feel like I've walked away energized or inspired or something sparked instead of just pulled away by some other person's neurotic self-post about something that we've already seen 400 times before. Why are we talking about it again? And so instead of that, I'm hopping
Yeah,
into
that's
books
true
and it
though.
makes me a happy person. So that's why I do it.
Oh, and see, I love to read because I mean, my daughter also is in the comments, Miss Elizabeth. Hey, girl, hey.
Oh, okay.
Um, so she brought up a good. I've loved to read forever. I mean, just forever. Books have just
Yep.
always been. So, honey, I would read the back of a cereal box. I mean, I just
There
have
you go.
always loved. I've just always loved to read, and as I've gotten older, it just for me now is part of just kind of a wind down, just kind of a
There you go.
relaxation, just kind of taking me, to another place.
Sure.
because I get so engrossed in the characters. Because now I read a lot of urban books,
Okay.
and so, honey, if it's Jaquavius or if it's Sky, I don't know if you guys know about Sky.
Skybooks.
No.
Yeah, she's a lesbian writer. I don't
Okay.
think she's lesbian, but she's a lesbian writer.
Oh,
And she has a few books out there really good. They're urban books, but you get so absorbed in her characters.
got it.
And so I like books like that just kind of get me from the beginning.
Yeah.
And probably because I just want to be all up in somebody else's business instead of my own fortune.
I feel that. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I do, I have read some, I don't do a lot of self-help, but I have read a few just for, just as part of my psychology curriculum.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of read some to kind of get some ideas of how other people are thinking.
Sure.
So I've read, I do that, but yeah, give me a good old urban book, honey, like The Coldest Winter Ever. If y'all haven't read
Oh,
that.
yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Oh my God. Yes. And you know that she's coming out with one, Sister Soldier is being released next month.
Oh, she is? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, it's picking up with the daughter getting out of jail. So there'll be a whole nother cup of tea she'll be stirring up. So you guys have to check that out. Now, what's your favorite holidays?
Favorite holiday? Is that you're lagging a little bit, but I think you asked what our favorite holiday is.
Yeah, I know y'all are looking blurry right now.
Oh, sorry.
A little bit. Okay, I think
Is it better?
There's things we can do if we need to, but my favorite holiday is Halloween, like by far. I start celebrating Halloween in like September 1st. Like that's what happens. We start immediately, and for me it's the fun, the spookiness of it. It's also kind of like tarot and metaphysical and all that kind of oddities stuff. And so to me, like that's my favorite holiday ever. And then the theory is that the veil gets really thin between like our reality here and then our spirit world. So it's like our ancestors can get a little bit closer. We can have a little bit more in-depth conversations with them. And so I still do love that process where like having that conversation with grandma or having that conversation with the great grandmother twice removed.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What was that?
Okay, so I got you back because it kind of did a little spin and then you guys came back. Oh yeah, but I see you really great now, so maybe we needed that spin.
Okay. Maybe. All right.
But yeah, I've always heard that about the thin veil and things like that. And when I was younger, I heard it when I was younger, and I thought, oh my goodness, does that mean that we'll get to? Yeah. Now look, I'm a kid now. Does that mean we'll get to see, some relative I thought, that we lost or whatever? But I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder.
Sure.
So who's the better dresser?
Melissa. All day. Well, she dresses me often. Like she'll pick out clothes for me and then let me know and like, honey, like let's fix this. Let's straighten this up. Let's put this down. I'm like, okay. So she has the fashion sense. You have the style. I just make sure it's clean.
Again, I got to thank my mother because again, we never went anywhere without looking right, head to toe. You know how it is. It's just like make sure your shoes are right, everything's right. And I love how Abby's not high maintenance, but she's super chill and she's beautiful. So she'll dress up or dress down, however. So that's what we do.
So if you guys weren't reselling, what would you be doing? What would be your dream jobs?
Oh, what would you be doing?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I've done my dream jobs and I'm doing my dream jobs. So up until maybe 2 years ago, I was I had a degree in industrial design and I had the opportunity to be like a creative director for a local startup company. So I was leading the design and the aesthetic and all of the creative end of this startup. That was a great role. The position liquefied and, it left. And so now being in a position where I'm using a skill set that's always kind of been in the back of the brain, wandering around, that I'm helping people, I'm helping clients, I'm learning constantly. That is my dream job. So it doesn't even matter like the title, it's the activity of being myself, being on my own terms, and having as much tea and coffee as I want. That to me is my dream
From
job.
room to room.
From room to room.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about you, Melissa?
Yeah, so I mean, similarly, I'm doing what I want to do at this moment, but what the dream job, anywhere where I can kind of affect change somehow, be impactful somehow to the world. I'm an Aquarius, so and like the horoscope of Aquarius is always thinking on a world level, and just anywhere I could just make a little bit of an impact or be a part of something that is helping change the world or society or whatever. So I'm just kind of more on that mindset. But what specifically, I don't know. As long as I can help and learn, then I'm good in the world. So.
And so long as I can do and help, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think both of you guys are so amazing. I'm so glad that you guys came on
Oh,
and
thank
have
you.
your with Diva.
Yes.
But what would be your piece of advice for relationship for maybe not yours in general to the T, but just relationships in general.
Relationships. You get asked all the time.
I do get asked all the time.
As the cheerleader.
Well, Abby, I'm gonna need the cliff notes on this
Okay, yes, absolutely. So I think my biggest advice that I feel is like useful for everybody is understanding yourself first and foremost, loving yourself also. The relationship with yourself is a direct reflection of every relationship you'll have exterior to you. So having a great personal relationship with you will bring Mr. and Mrs. Right perfectly. Like that will one equals the other in that regard. So it's like if anyone is struggling with having a hard time with connections or having a hard time with partnerships or having a hard time with their boss even, like that's a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. So it's like if anybody's having trouble with that, reflect inward first. So yeah. Cliff
You
notes.
said that. Because you know what? I mean, I can relate to that because I have spent a lot of time, and now I've always loved me, child.
Okay.
But when I weighed 464 pounds, I still loved me, but it was different.
Yeah.
And I was just at a place in my time, a place where I just felt like this is not my life, and how did I get here? I knew how I got there, child, but. I wasn't able to do things. I wasn't able to, do for myself or depending on someone else to do all these things, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But once I lost, those 200 plus pounds, I just felt so alive. I felt, energized. I felt like, a lot of things just kind of came together. I ended, things, my whole entire life shifted.
Right.
And for the next year, I worked on solely me, solely getting back to me, solely loving me even more so than I already did, because now it was just the old new me.
Absolutely.
So I just think that, you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself beyond any and everything. So intensely. Because otherwise, I just don't see how you can love anyone else. I don't see how you can't pour out of an empty cup. You have to be able to love you in order to love someone else and give that time.
Absolutely.
So I think that that's amazing advice. I mean, you can't be, it makes other relationships difficult to have, whether it's boss, your loved ones, spouse, partner, whatever. I just think that you have to love yourself before you can even enter into anything like that.
Yeah, and one of the things that I just noticed from learning that over my adult years is that self-love and that self-work really does affect change in the world once again, or with others, because we treat people better instead of hurting people, that then they have their issues, you know what I mean? So it really does come inward, and it's all corny and stuff, but at the same time it's so real that
It's so real.
it's like an act of activism to be able to fix yourself, and so that we can help the world, but just one person at a time, just hope working on
That's
ourselves.
it.
We don't hurt other people. We don't, oppress other people, and therefore the world gets better just from loving ourselves. So it's
Yes, honey. You know, that word right there, the oppress,
Yeah.
is something that, we definitely don't want to enter into, and we don't
Right.
want to feel as though we're being oppressed. We don't
Right.
want to oppress others.
Absolutely.
So, that's a very strong word,
Yeah.
that has loads of meaning behind it and history as
Absolutely.
well.
Yeah.
Flipping girls, flipping gals say lots of, lots and lots of positive self-talk. They also said that makes sense and don't depend on what others think of you for your self-worth. Oh, honey, please don't do that. We could sit here and talk another 30 minutes about that
Oh,
alone.
absolutely. No, a lot of the work that I do with clients is kind of understanding where their wounds are in relation to like their own relationship with themselves. So it's like often, yeah, we can spit the game of like, oh, you gotta love yourself, you gotta love yourself, you gotta love yourself.
Right.
But there's still these little cavities or there's these little abscesses that still need to be attended to and dealt with that we can gloss love over, but we still need to like uproot them and get into them and clear them out and let them drain and then stitch them back up. And so I feel like some of the work that I'm doing is like spiritual triage for people.
Woo. Hallelujah, child. Hallelujah. I mean, that's all I can say to that is because that is so true, because there are so many people out there who they want this love. They feel love. They want love in return.
Right.
But it's those things that it's just a smooth covering for all that underlying issues that you haven't dealt with. And until you're ready to deal with that, you will not deal with it. And it will constantly make any relationship that you have tougher and harder. It's this now Lizette, I'm going back in the comments. She said being social is her dream job, so she's good where she's at, and she's very social, honey. Miss Pasha's my purpose is very social.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was social. She got me beat. So a lot of people like Halloween. What is that? Oh, look, my phone wanted to act crazy. That's my nails in the way, y'all.
I'm doing my nails tonight.
I love it. I love it. Well, again, I just want to thank you guys for taking that time of your day to be here with me. I think that I feel a deeper connection with you guys, and I have learned so much. So y'all know I'm gonna be Abbie. I'm just gonna be all up in the DM because I need questions, I need answers, and look, I'm 60 and ain't got time to waste, girl. So. So I appreciate you. I wish you guys continued blessing and success. And I'm going to be stalking your page, child. I'm going to be stalking. So everyone who's in the comments, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Brunch with Diva. Again, I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel, which like, share, comment, share this video on my IGTV with someone who you think might need to hear some things we talked about today. And I will see you guys next Wednesday for Brunch with Diva. And I'll see you on IG. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.